Not a butterfly. One of its wings has been severed. Walk away. Have you ever dreamt of being a hero? Yeah. Have you ever considered being a villain? No, not seriously, not in real life. No. Have you ever hurt someone's feelings unintentionally? Yeah, of course. Have you ever hurt someone's feelings on purpose? Yeah. Would you consider yourself to be an artist of some sort? In the broadest sense, maybe of some sort. I make music and like YouTube videos. I don't know if that's really art, but I guess of some sort. Do you feel respected in your day-to-day life? Yeah, I do. Would you consider yourself to be flawed? Yeah. Oh my god. Do you believe in perfection? No. I believe in striving for it, but not in its existence, I guess. If you knew when your significant other was going to die, would you tell them? No, I don't think that they'd like that. Have you ever trusted someone with your darkest secret? What's my darkest secret again? Not really. Don't think so. Okay, that was the last one. Nice. Okay, I hope you sort of could move on from that last thought. But there are various depictions of human-like figures morphing into small critters. Their arms and legs shrink. Their torsos turn to smaller abdomens. Oh no, are all the butterflies here people? All the wanderers? You may undergo the trials of wisdom in an attempt to free yourself from these holes and to relinquish all captivity, severing the bonds that shackle you to this prison. One of the first steps in this process is finding the old hag that wanders these halls and paying a tribute of her choosing. Once the hag has agreed to assist you, she will bestow upon you a transmogrification spell, which will turn you into a creature of your choosing. Many choose to become butterflies, but once the transmogrification has taken full effect, you must seek out a wanderer and offer your life to them. If the wanderer accepts, you must bestow upon them a blessing of knowledge that may aid them in their journey. If the wanderer deems your blessing worthy of your freedom, then your soul shall be forever freed from the testing chamber. Where your soul travels after this process is complete is still unknown, but one thing is for certain: no soul who has ever left these halls has ever returned. Signed, Alice. Oh no, so I should have been killing the butterflies. I guess. Okay then, well, pierced with a small metal object. I guess we should kill the butterfly and set the soul free. If this is the soul of a wanderer who has been turned into a butterfly by the old hag. Okay. You begin to pull apart the wings of the butterfly and stuff them into a small wooden lockbox for safekeeping. You've acquired butterfly wings. How can you expect the world to change if you remain the same yourself? How many of these do you think you'll end up collecting, Wanderer? Do you think it will ever get old, hearing their brittle wings snap from their abdomen? But the book said they wanted me to. Would you fight against insurmountable odds in order to protect a stranger's life from others who sought to wrongfully do them harm? Oof. I would like to think so, but insurmountable odds. Then I would be putting myself in harm's way. But it doesn't say that. If I would be risking myself, I wouldn't do that if the odds were insurmountable. But if there would be no harm to me myself, then there would be still meaning in trying to save a stranger's life, no matter the odds. So I guess I will say yes, assuming that it's of no risk to me. Do your friends often share a similar set of morals and values to your own? That depends on how similar. I mean, they aren't really committed to the rights view to deontology as I am. Basically, none of them are. So they have different morals and values to me, but they are similar. I guess it doesn't say the same, it just says similar. Yeah, I think we are generally on the same page what the bigger issues are concerned. Do your friends often share your same interests, dreams and ambitions in life? To an extent. Many of them are in the same profession as me, and we do things we all enjoy. But, not everything. Like most people enjoy traveling and stuff, and I don't. I enjoy playing music, and none of my friends really actively play musical instruments. But no, really, people also have different visions for the future, so maybe no. No, they often... I don't know, this is a difficult question. Let's say no. People are strange when you're a stranger. Do you agree with this statement? No, not at all. People are very boring and predictable strangers, and they only show you their wonderful weirdness once you get to know them. Do you believe that one should always stand for what they believe in, regardless of the consequences? Yes! If the things you owned and what you purchased had no bearing on what people thought of you, would you choose to spend your money differently? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Maybe I'd buy, more anime crap. Does that count? No, I think I wouldn't buy more anime crap. I think I buy enough anime crap. So no. You've got it on channel page. To your knowledge, has anyone ever hated you? Hated? Well, people have definitely disliked me. I don't think people have actually hated me. Have you ever truly hated someone else? Ooh. I've definitely very much disliked people. I don't know. Have I hated someone at some point? It would have to be a very long time ago, like as a child or young teenager. I don't think hated. Hated is so strong. Forgive but never forget. Do you agree with this statement? Forgive, yes. Never forget. So you should remember probably. Yeah. I guess you should forgive people, but keep in mind what has happened in the past so that you can avoid making the same mistakes. Yeah, I suppose I'll agree. Everything happens for a reason. No, not at all. Totally disagree. Do you believe that war is sometimes necessary? No. Though I have been struggling with forming an opinion on war. When it comes to as a defensive measure, what I then think about is Britain defending itself from the Nazis in war. I don't know if I condemn war as say it's never necessary. Am I then saying that they should have surrendered to the Nazis? I don't even know what I feel about that. I'm going to say no here, though, but I am unsure what to think of war in specific cases. Is there a just cause? Can war be justified? I don't know. Self-defense is justification for violence. But war isn't really self-defense. War is more of a utilitarian's game at best. I really don't know, but I'll say no here. If your mother was in terrible pain, bedridden, and only weeks from an inevitable death, and she begged you to end her suffering, would you find a way to assist in her suicide? Yeah, probably. As a veterinarian, I euthanize animals frequently. That's the same logic. And humans and animals are not in any meaningful way different in this regard. So yes. Do you ever take a step back to reflect on where you're headed in life? Yeah. Have you ever experienced what most would consider a severe bout of rage? Yeah. Yeah. It's been some time now, but I have. Would you consider yourself to be a good judge of character? Oof. I think somewhat. Do you ever feel uneasy for no particular reason? No. Do you have any long-term goals? And if so, do you have a plan in place in order to accomplish them? The long-term goal is now just staying a veterinarian, becoming a better and a good veterinarian. And I guess the plan is just to continue. Does that count? I think that counts. You're finishing your answer. Okay. Come on, give it to us the page. You acquired the original page. She loves me not, and the king is behind us now. You have acquired butterfly wings. It doesn't get easier, my dear. Though we do get stronger. That's reassuring. Monsters roam these halls, wanderer. As the thought crossed your mind that you just might be one of them. But the book said that I was saving these people, that they wanted to be killed as butterflies so that their souls could be... Do you think about death often? Yeah, not necessarily my own, but like my patients. Do I think about my own death as well? Sometimes. Not really about death as much as thinking about how finite life is. Maybe the same thing. I'll just answer yes. Do you believe you're going to live a long, eventful life? Oh, I hope it's not too eventful, damn. No. Well, I don't know. I'd like to live a long life. I think I might live relatively long. Eventful, though. I hope not. I'm trying not to have an eventful life. Just not a nice life, come on. I'll say no. Because of that. Do you ever talk to yourself? Yeah. Sometimes I like... Sometimes I just like... sort of almost compulsively say curse words to myself when I'm looking in the mirror. Should I keep that in? I can always delete it. We'll do yes. Have you ever had a fear or suspicion that someone was living inside of your house without your knowledge? I have, like, after watching a horror movie, been afraid that I was not alone in my house before. But was living inside of, no, not really, no. It's just the occasional demon who visits, not really living there. So, no. Have you ever considered that you might be crazy and just don't know it? Don't know what? What? Have you ever considered that you might be crazy? Oh, don't know that I'm crazy. Oh, I have thoughts about it. It would be very difficult to know. But I feel like I function... I think it would only be difficult to know that you're crazy if you're, like, really, really crazy. And I feel like I function well enough in society and socially, sort of, that people would have pointed it out to me, hopefully, unless they're afraid to, but then they'd stop hanging out with me. So, I don't think so, but have I considered it? I think I've considered it. I just considered it. Does that count? We'll say yes. Does the thought of an afterlife bother you or make you feel uneasy? A little bit, because I can't really imagine how even heaven would be pleasant, or even more pleasant than life right now. Because the thing about the afterlife is, like, it's eternal, right? You can't die or, like, stop existing. You're there forever, just there forever. And like the whole thing that makes life fun and meaningful is the fact that it will end at some point. So then I'm there in heaven, just being there forever. And what am I going to do then about feeling... I would still want my existence to have meaning, but it doesn't really have meaning in heaven, right? It's just hedonic pleasure, I guess. Happiness all the time. That would not be great, I think. Let alone going to hell. or some other afterlife. But I think all afterlife is eternal. Unless we were talking about reincarnation, but I don't think that's afterlife. Well, it's afterlife, I guess. Anyway, I'll say, oh yes, it does make me feel uneasy. But not because I think I'm going to hell, though I might, since I'm not praying to any god, so I'm probably also not praying to the right god. Yeah, and so for multiple reasons you could say that it makes me feel uneasy, even though I don't believe in it. But I'm not that convinced that it doesn't exist, that I wouldn't feel uneasy. Does that make sense? I mean that the probability that there could be an afterlife is so much above zero that it would still make me uneasy thinking about it. Even though I would say that I don't believe in it. Okay, so yes, it makes me feel uneasy. Does the thought that there might not be anything afterlife bother you? Well, that also bothers me, of course, because you don't really want to stop existing. There needs to be an endpoint. You need to eventually stop existing for your existence to have any meaning or gravity. But it's still sad that you stop existing. It needs to have an endpoint, but reaching that endpoint is not a happy occasion. This also bothers me. The thought that there might not be... So I guess I have to say yes to this question as well. Even though I would usually prefer there not to be an afterlife, I think. Unless, like, a deity has come up with the perfect afterlife that deals with all of my concerns that I just voiced about it. So yes. Would you be willing to give up sex or masturbation for a year if it meant gaining a deeper sense of peace in the end? Oh, dang. Maybe so. I mean, a deeper sense of peace. You can't buy that, That's pretty important. Yeah, I think I would give that up for a year. It's only a year. Would I have the willpower to... would I have the willpower to do it, though? That's the question. But I would think that I would definitely like to try that. To have a sense of peace, deeper sense of peace in the end. That would be great. Yeah. Would you consider yourself to be easily manipulated at times? I suppose you're going to have to say yes. The people who know the story about how my phone got stolen are not going to let me say no to that. Even though I'd like to say no. But I'll say yes, fine. Would you consider yourself to be a manipulative individual at times? Oh my god. I'd like to think not, because I make a point of really trying not to lie. But lying is only a very clear, definite form of manipulation. You can also manipulate people without lying to them. Outright lying. But it's at times. And you manipulate people constantly. Like, I present myself in a way that makes people like me. Is that manipulating them? Yes. Is that what the question means? I don't know. I consider myself to be a manipulative individual at times. I don't think that's in the spirit of the question. I try to respect people's autonomy. I'm going to say no. Have you ever felt like you were being followed even when no one was there? I guess I have felt like that sometimes. Not seriously, but like the creepy feeling you get after watching a horror movie type thing. Yeah. Humans are the most dangerous thing on the planet. Do you agree with this statement? Yes. Name another thing that can, destroy the world. Well, I guess, super volcanoes and stuff can do that. Still, I would say humans are the most dangerous thing humans are the most dangerous thing on the planet. Yes. Would you consider yourself to be a dangerous person? Well, I am a human, so in that sense. But relative to other people, I don't know. I think about the fact, I don't know if I've said this already. I think about how, like, as a veterinarian, I sometimes euthanize animals, so put them to death, essentially. So I am taking the life of a sentient being whom I view as having equal moral value to me. And, you may say, it's for a justifiable reason. But that's not the point. The point is that if I believe that it's justified, I now know of myself that I'm capable of taking the life of another sentient being. And that's pretty, I think that's an unpleasant, tiny bit terrifying thing to know about yourself. Because that really means that it's very, very important that you have the right moral compass, I never doubted that. I always believed that everyone was capable of killing another person or individual, sentient being, whatever. But now I know for sure, you know. Nevertheless, I guess I'm of the opinion that my moral compass is good and strict enough, so I wouldn't consider myself a dangerous person. Yeah, let's say no. Okay, cool questions. You got it on a journal page. A small butterfly, crucifix-like shape upon its back. Yeah, we're going to pluck its wings, because once again, the book said that they want that, right? But I keep getting chastised for it. Just because you don't know where you're headed does not mean you're lost. Okay, I guess. I already said before that I don't think everything happens for a reason, so don't know if I agree completely. Has the sound of madness set in yet, Wanderer? Dude, I'm trying to help these butterflies. I hope that's what I'm doing at least. She loves me. A large golden symbol sits atop a stone monument in the corner of the room. It radiates a pure, positive energy that draws you in and brings you comfort. If you could pray for anything at all, what would you beg of your gods, Wanderer? Would you like to pray at the mysterious altar? Pray for forgiveness, pray for resolve, pray for a blessing. Ooh, those are all great. I am probably going to go with resolve, even though those other two would also be nice. But forgiveness is more about the past, and resolve is more about now and the future. A blessing is that as well, but that's, too, I don't know, vague, religious. I don't really believe in that kind of thing. I do believe in resolve, determination. We'll pray for resolve, or should we not pray at all then, if I don't believe in praying? Yeah, but we are a walking skeleton in purgatory. I guess it wouldn't hurt to pray for resolve. You kneel before the altar, shut your eyes and melt into the darkness, into the blackness of the room, and you recite a prayer in your head. Oh, I am bestowed power. A sense of peace washes over you and you feel like everything is going to be alright. Oh, that's great. Everything is going to be fine. Would you consider yourself to be a highly accomplished individual? Oh my god. Highly accomplished. I haven't won any awards. But if I can freaking toot my own horn, I've become a veterinarian, and that's the dream of many people, and a lot of people don't manage it. And it's, a job that's held in high esteem. In that sense, I guess I would conform to a societal norm of accomplished. I wouldn't say highly accomplished. Also, the other things I do, like YouTube and making music, I'm not accomplished at all. But I guess I do view myself arrogantly in this regard. I'll say yes. Would you say that you sometimes lack motivation? Sometimes, yeah, I'm not motivated all the time. Sometimes I'd rather stay home and do nothing. Would you say that you sometimes lack discipline? No, it's indeed a different thing, and I think I am very disciplined. And even without motivation, I still do what must be done. Have you ever faked your confidence level and pretended to be more confident than you actually are? Yes, my god, weekly, if not all the time that I'm outside. Yes. Have you ever had the regret of keeping someone in your life for too long? No, not really. I don't think so. Too short would sooner be the case. No. Would you say all connections that I've made are extremely valuable? No matter how long or short or how they ended, and I would never wish that a connection I made with someone would have been shorter. Because at the very least I learned a lot from that connection. Okay, would you say that you have a tendency to hide your true emotions from people? A little bit. Many emotions like, worry and sadness and anger and stuff are not really productive emotions to show outwardly. You do need to think about them and process them, but I'd rather. I think that's. I prefer doing that on my own instead of, showing much negative emotion when it's not productive to a situation, and it usually isn't. I don't know if that's correct, but that's mostly my approach. So yes. Are you afraid of what others might think of you if they knew all of your deepest, darkest secrets? Yeah, probably. I think. Yeah, I am afraid of that, I guess. I don't know if they would, but I am afraid of it. Have you ever lived in a constant state of dread, just wondering when the next horrible event was going to take place in your life? No, that sounds very extreme. Have you ever used a substance or activity to mask your pain or avoid your reality? I mean, I guess, I guess drinking has at some point alleviated some of that. It's a nice escape from reality. I do it in moderation, of course, but it's still a nice escape from reality, as are some things like video games and YouTube and basically everything. To be perfectly clear, I have not used any hard drugs or something, but I guess I should say yes here. If you knew exactly what you had to do in order to become the best version of yourself, but it would take constant hard work, determination, discipline, and sacrifice, would you pursue that endeavor? Would my best version of myself be constantly working hard? I don't know. I'd like to think that the best version of myself would also, at least sometimes, be happy and let myself relax. So in a sense, I think this question is a contradiction or a false dichotomy or whatever. I guess I should be honest and say no. I would never want to constantly do that, all of that. I can't even. Without breaks or anything, no. I'm going to have to say no. Are you comfortable with the idea of living a life of mediocrity? No. No, I'm not. I mean, I don't know, maybe. I guess I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. You don't need to be extraordinary, but I'm not comfortable with thinking myself to be mediocre. Though I might be, though I should be, I don't know. So no. Do you believe that for one reason or another, for better or worse, most people don't deserve you or what you bring to their life? No, I don't believe that. If you and your significant other were actively witnessing a heinous and tragic act of violence taking place right in front of you, would you risk the life of your significant other to intervene, knowing that at any point in time the assailants could turn on the both of you? Oh my God. I don't know. Ideally, you would tell your significant other to run and meanwhile intervene. Or intervene 10 seconds after they had run away. But I don't even know. I would like to think I would even intervene by witnessing a heinous and tragic act of violence. But I don't know. You only know in the moment whether you're actually capable of that. Could very well be that I would just be too scared. The correct answer is yes. I just don't know if I would be able to. I'd like to think that my significant other would understand and would do the same, and would not hold it against me if they got hurt. And though I probably like them a lot better than this stranger, I have to recognize that I have an equal moral duty to my significant other as I have to that stranger when it comes to protecting their moral rights not to be harmed. You have to act. Okay, we'll say yes. I think. Yeah, okay. If you were in a survival situation with your best friend and only one of you could make it out alive, would you choose your survival over theirs? No, but mostly because I just wouldn't be able to really live with myself if I knew that I only survived over the back of my best friend. That's just too much guilt to bear for the rest of my life, which in a sense would make my survival meaningless if I would just have a horrible life afterwards. So in a sense, if given this choice, no matter what I choose, I am dead already. So I might as well save my best friend, which is my reasoning here. So I would not choose my survival over theirs. I think, unless fear takes over. You never know. If you could give up your current life in order to pursue your greatest goals and dreams with the highest chances of immediate success, would you do it? Funnily enough, I guess I am already pursuing my greatest goal and dream, I guess with the highest reasonable, realistic chance of success. So it would be pointless to trade that. So I'd say no. These are difficult questions, man. Cool, though. You've acquired its own channel page. Now to rip those wings off of that butterfly. She loves me not. You hear a voice, while others are thinking. You should be doing. Reminds me of the freaking Doctor Who quote. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Do you ever have dreams that you could swear are real? Maybe once or twice. I once had a really, really nice dream that I was with someone really great. And it turns out it was a dream and they didn't exist. But that was at one time. Do you ever have dreams? I don't have that regularly or something. So let's say no. If you were camping alone in the woods at night and you heard a woman scream, would you investigate? Ugh. I feel like many animals sound like a woman screaming. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it sounds very strange, but many animal cries in the woods sound like a scream of a woman. But if I was convinced it was a woman, or I heard it, maybe I would investigate at least. Very creepy though, very scary. I wouldn't go camping in the woods alone. If I really thought it was a woman's scream, I guess I would investigate, I hope. If I'm brave enough in the moment. If you were alone in your home at night and you suddenly heard the sound of children laughing, yet there was no one to be found, would you continue to stay in your home for the night? No, probably not, or at least not by myself. I would freaking call someone. I would probably call someone and ask them to come over, or probably preferably stay at their place. Probably no. If you were camping in the woods alone and something kept unzipping your tent, I thought it was going to say pants. Tent, yet you couldn't seem to figure out what it was. Would you continue to stay in the woods? No, I wouldn't even go there in the first place. No, this is terrifying. If you saw your neighbor putting a dead body in the trunk of their car, would you attempt to stop them? No, if it's already a dead body, I would call the police. I would not go there and stop them. They probably murdered someone. They're going to murder me if I go there. No. If you were driving home at night and saw a naked woman on the side of the road covered in blood, would you stop to help? I'd like to think so. I don't drive. I don't have a car or a license, but I guess at night it's creepy though. I guess I don't know, maybe I would keep driving a bit, then stop, and then call the police. I wouldn't open my doors in such a situation without having called the police. But I think I couldn't ignore it. So I'd say probably yes, hopefully. If you were home alone and sitting in the bathtub when suddenly the lights turned off in the bathroom and the door began to unlock and slowly swing open to reveal no one standing there, would you get dressed and leave your house immediately? Yes! What? If you had to resort to cannibalism in order to survive, do you think you could do it? Oh, I definitely think I could do it. I don't know if I would do it. I wouldn't, hopefully, I think, I wouldn't kill someone to eat them to survive, but if they were already dead, or were offering, I think I could definitely do that. Yeah. Anyway, I don't see any difference between eating human meat or animal meat in general. Meat is meat. It's both just horrible. If you were stranded on a boat in the middle of the ocean, do you think you could survive long enough to be rescued? Probably not. I think those chances are slim. One final question remains on the page. It's emboldened and outlined in red. Are you satisfied? No. Probably not, right? Do we not continue Because we are not yet satisfied. We're never satisfied. Not forever. So no. That's really what it all comes down to, isn't it, Wanderer? Are you satisfied? Satisfaction is the death of desire, you know. Yeah, that's true. Are you saying that it's that you should desire the death of desire? And what would life be like without desire? Come on. Desire is not a sin in itself. So, you know, shut up and give me my freaking torn journal page. Oh, you begin to piece together the torn journal page you've collected from previous rooms to form a full page in the diary. Oh, what? Final entry. An empty sky leaves our prayers in vain. A solemn swear through darkened window panes. We confess our sins of flesh and blood. For we're buried deep and swept away by flood. Our ashes carried in the midnight wind. A bitter vow we wish we could rescind. The fallacy of hope to raise our spirits high. For we're dropped below and left there to die. An appraisal of worth judged by our peers. A sign of affection as they wipe our tears. They bottle our blood and drink our sweat to build a future we don't deserve to get. And if the fires come to claim us all, the few brave souls that refuse to fall will echo through the walls of eternity to a future that the lowly won't rise to see. We chase the demons of the past to build a kingdom that will never last. Upon sweat and tears, blood and bone, we build a new place to call our home. Signed, the Madman. Is that commentary on the perceived futility of life? The diary of the madman sits complete on the altar. All pages beyond the first have been stained with red wine and dirt, that too damaged to be legible. Of course. A voice says, "Courage is not being fearless, for there is no courage with the absence of fear. Courage is being afraid, yet acting anyway. Are you a courageous soul?" Yeah, that reminds me of the Doctor Who quote. Courage isn't a matter of not being frightened. It's being afraid and doing what you have to do anyway. It's just as important to be grateful for all the things you have as it is to be grateful for all the things we don't have. Yeah, like illness. You're getting closer, Wanderer. Can you feel it? I can feel you. Sounds oddly sexual.